What's up, you guys? I'm here with a new video today. I'm here to bring you guys the first video in the series leading up to nationals. If you guys saw my video from yesterday, I started off by asking you guys, what deck would you play at the North American World Championship qualifier if it was well, I said if it was tomorrow, which would be today, and I got a good amount of answers from people, and I represented some of the top decks. I did forget some. One of the main ones I forgot was Pendulum. So I apologize for that. But for the rest of this series, I'm going to be profiling just decks that are pretty much the best option for North American World Championship qualifier, and basically saying why you should play this deck and the reasons behind it. So what I'm showing here, of course, is for the first one is PK Fire, BA, whatever you want to call it. I could put side by side like a generic, BA deck. A lot of the people have switched to Trapless BA, pretty much the same thing. The reason why I decided to go to PK is because this is what won the last YCS, and that alone could be one of the reasons why people would play this deck. I noticed that after YCS Providence, whenever I would test online or when I played in a couple regionals, I did see a lot of this deck, and I noticed a lot of common things, and I'm pretty sure it was pretty much net decked almost card for card. Side deck things came in that were the same, etc. But I mean, if you look at this list, it's very straightforward. The side deck is very straightforward, and you see things that you do expect depending on which deck you're playing. So, what would be the main reasons to play this deck? Well, I personally have not played the deck in real life. Never, played with it. I played against it many, many times from when it was just original BA to PK Fire. And one thing I will say about this deck is I've actually talked to the players after the matches, just wanting to know like what they thought about the deck, and the deck is extremely consistent. It's one of those decks that actually does not get the most brick hands, if you want to call it that, because making a Dante requiring only 2 3s is pretty damn ridiculous. Like that's all it really takes. BA, Terratop talking board, a tour guide because it's the nuts, just stuff like that, and you can just pretty much just make your Dante pretty much guaranteed if you're going first. If you're going second, like you can still opt to make Dante just depending on what the situation calls for. But if you win the die roll, you choose to go first. Most of the time, I find it very hard, unless your hand is just really, really bad, that you will not be able to make a Dante turn one. And I mean, I've played against people who have made 3 Dante in one turn with this deck, and it's just like, well, yeah, good luck to me for trying to break that board. 3 Dante with, like a set twin twister or something, or whatever. It's just insane. Other things about this deck, let's face it, Dante's powerful. Like, Dante has been powerful since its release. A lot of people slept on BA until, it won an ARG, and then it started to just consistently win and top events, and it was just insane. The deck has evolved since then to where, you don't have as many traps. The only trap in this deck, that was ran was the fog blade, because I mean the card just goes with the deck, and I mean it's like a fiendish chain, it just stops it from attacking. It's crazy. Negating effects is good. Plus, the synergy with the BAs and the Phantom Knights, it's been there since I think it was since Jeff and Lolly top of the deck, and then the deck has just evolved over that time, and it's just one of those decks that it's mashing kind of 2 engines together, and a lot of people will argue no, that's not the way to play this deck. You want to play straight BA, and to each his own. That could be very true. I'm just basing this off of what what showed at the last YCS. I mean, to win a YCS, your deck has to be pretty damn good. You have to be very consistent, and that's exactly what this deck is that it gets the job done. It spams Dante, it spams Beatrice. It just wins games off of that alone. Break Sword is an amazing card. I mean, the card is just really, really good, and Leviair combos. The rank threes are really, really good, and of course, like I said, Dante, Virgil, all this stuff, just really goes, against the meta. And then other reasons is this deck, to me, I could be wrong, I don't believe is that expensive. I mean, everything has been reprinted in this deck, outside of Twin Twister, of course, and Fog Blade, but Fog Blades are simple to get. Twin Twisters, I mean, I think most people picked up Twin Twister when it came out if they could, because I mean, the card just, is just a better MST in a lot of situations. Plus, if you're playing BA, it's like, oh no, I have to discard, but it's like, oh yes, I have to discard. So it's pretty crazy. The fact that Lure came to 2, it fixes brick hands. And I mean, it just overall is just a really great deck. And I think another reason why it's a good pick for nationals is that right here, it's able to play all 6 hand traps. The last deck I remember that played all 6 hand traps was in it, just pretty much staple was Dragon Rulers. And it was just because you want to stop your opponent from going off so you can just go off on your turn and pretty much just kill them. So pretty crazy. The deck just has that flexibility that a lot of decks do not. It can go in strong against Cosmos, strong against Monarchs. When Tamid did his deck profile, he was saying Valor was just very strong. I mean, face it, Monarchs, If you Valor an Edia, Ados, whatever it is, it's pretty much stops their turn. Valoring their Monarch effect can be huge too. So because all you got to do is get that little get them to stop, get most decks to stop, and then you just go off and you outpace them. And I mean that's something that this deck does very very well. Gains advantage very very quickly. So those are the reasons I think this is a great pick for the North American World Championship qualifier. Let me know what you guys think. Would you play this deck? I'm not saying this exact deck list, but would you play PK Fire, Burning Abyss, PK Fire, whatever you want to call it? Would you play a deck with Burning Abyss monsters in it? And if you would, why? What are your reasons for wanting to play this deck? Do you feel that it could go the distance from round one all the way to the finals if you made it that far? Or your goal was just to make day two? Could you make day two with this deck? Do you feel that you could? Do you feel that this deck could get the job done? I think the deck is very solid. I've never been a fan of Burning Abyss. It just didn't really appeal to me. But I will give the deck its own, that it is a very, very powerful deck. I've played against it so many times, and with the new Phantom Knight support, I've seen just how much more the deck can do. The deck can go the distance. The deck can do so many different things. And I think that's just really cool in a deck, is that it's able to do so much. And even if the name of the game could be spamming Dante's and Beatrice, I mean, fuck it. That's how it goes. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this first video. Give me a thumbs up. I will be doing another one hopefully within the next day or two, and I'm just gonna try and do all this. Nationals, for those who don't know, I believe is July 9th and 10th, but it would start the 8th for Friday, because Friday to register. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the 8th, the 9th, the 10th of July. So I got several days to get all these done, but hopefully I get them done in time. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up. Please give me your feedback. Would you play this deck and why? If you wouldn't play this deck, tell me why you wouldn't play this deck. Another thing, before I end the video, people would say, I don't want to play this deck because of Winter Cherries. Take it from me, who sided Winter Cherries. I got very lucky. I mean, stupid lucky. It was my fifth drawn card going second against BA. That's just dumb luck. The card is good if you can resolve it, but outside of turn one, the card is just not that good. Flying Sea is fairly better. So if there was any doubt in anyone's mind to play this deck because of Winter Cherries, if you do get Winter Cherried, you do have other options. So I mean, that's what decks can do. It's a good deck, it can come back from almost like this, basically the end of the road. They're able to come back. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching.